Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? Episode 162. Yes, correct? Maybe?
Correct. We've changed our shooting schedule, so we overlap one. It used to be like every episode we finished before we filmed the next one, and now it confuses me because we overlap a little bit.
Also, there's absolutely some sort of insane storm happening, so if you hear that, I'm scared for my life right now.
I was going to say, people always say like, oh, like California people freak out about tornadoes, but you have earthquakes. I started to think that, but then I was like, there was that really bad earthquake kind of not that long ago for me, and it was really scary. I don't know. It feels like earthquakes, it's very rarely so bad that it's like destroying things. I feel like if a tornado came by your house,
tornadoes are the scariest thing. I mean, I grew up in Florida. Hurricanes are terrifying. Tornadoes are way scarier because just like the suddenness of them, you get suddenly your phone is like blowing up and it's, oh, there's a tornado, take cover. And then you hear whistling and you don't know if you're going to get hit or not. It's very, very scary.
The videos I've seen are terrifying.
I experienced one. It didn't hit my house. It hit literally in my neighborhood and I heard it and we thought it was going to come to our house. It was just terrifying.
Have you ever seen one?
I feel like that time I did see it in the sense that like everything goes so dark. It's not like nighttime dark because it's like broad daylight when it was happening, but it just feels so dark and it's scary. And the sound is the scariest part. The whistle. It's like a train whistle.
Oh, I don't.
It's so scary.
Oh, I hate it so much.
Anyway, today, guys, we don't have time to rant. Mama's got to go on a trip, okay? I'm going somewhere. Yes, I'm leaving my house. I'm actually leaving the state. I'm going to Texas. But by the time you watch this, I will still be in Texas, actually. And then I'm coming back the day after you watch this.
Guess what she gets to do in Texas?
She gets to go to In-N-Out. I'm so excited. I only get to go to In-N-Out when I visit my brother and Katie, because otherwise, when am I going to go do it? In California? I'm never going back to that place. No offense.
Genuinely, my old boss, when we first started this podcast, was like, you know what? I think you should just move to Georgia for a little bit and like, you guys should just like see how it goes. And I genuinely think I would have considered it if there wasn't In-N-Out.
I thought about that today when I was telling you that I was going to go eat In-N-Out. I was like, does Lily have to stay in California forever just because of In-N-Out?
They've expanded into the middle of the United States.
Now.
They haven't gotten to you yet. And it would take like some major adjusting. I would have to find a new hyper focus.
It's your core food group.
It really is. And honestly, at this point, the amount of workers at the In-N-Out that I go to that know who I am. It's not just they know who I am. They're like, oh, hey, like, oh my God, it's like my friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet. I mean, you go every day, right?
Literally, I always think they're probably like, what does this girl do? And that's one of them is called out and they're like, oh my God, you look so different with makeup on. And I'm like,
oh no, you bitch.
Because I go looking absolutely haggard, but then sometimes I'll go after filming and I'm like presentable. I would say great, but yeah, I would miss them.
I think they'll be okay. So we do have a couple topics today. One is something that technically has already happened, it's not old news, but it was too delicious not to consume. You know what I mean? Like we had to share it with y'all. And that's the Pearl getting demolished by Teffy and Drew on Twitter. We have to go through it. We have to just relish. Honestly, that's what we're going to do.
I mean, I got in a little bit at the end. I did another one last night. I've had 3 great ones. She's so easy to just...
Wait, you tweeted to her?
Yes.
You're part of this beef?
Drew liked 2 of them.
Oh my God. I literally just thought you were pulling tweets. I didn't know you were making the tweets.
Oh, you know I can't resist roasting Pearl if I get the chance.
That's true. It's hard. It's a hard task.
It's hard to not do it. It's very easy to do it. That like she just asked for it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. There was one that was unrelated to this that I responded to like late last night. And it was something about how men go for successful, smart women. And like then something about like, but that's not everything. They mostly go for looks. And I said, but Pearl, what if you don't have any of those? Asking for, you.
Oh my God.
Because she sits here and preaches about how you need to get married to have any kind of value to society. And then she's single and getting older, even though she says that like you're past your prime when you're like 20.
There's a lot to say about Pearl. First, we really quickly need to introduce Pearl to you, because if you haven't seen our episodes on Pearl, then you may be a little bit confused and be like, why are we bullying her? I'll tell you why. So Pearl is someone that honestly, the craziest part is I knew her from dating Angry Reactions. That was like the whole
about
thing.
To reveal that you like knew her. And I was like, what the
Absolutely
fuck?
not. I've never met that witch in my life.
I was like, I feel like she wouldn't have survived.
No, she was dating that Angry Reactions guy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
So because of that, I knew who she was. When I put 2 and 2 together that this absolute menace to the internet is Angry Reactions' ex-girlfriend, flabbergasting. He has since said, like, we broke up a long time ago. I don't know what the fuck she's saying. Like,
He's also
basically
had some
what he
controversy
said about
himself.
it. Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, he got arrested there was like a DV situation. I don't know.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
But yeah. Just want to chime in here and say that apparently those charges were dismissed against Angry Reactions. And after that, he actually decided he would be quitting TikTok. He is on Twitch, but he said that the like character of Angry Reactions he was not doing anymore. So not really relevant to this whole Pearl thing, but just wanted to make that clear.
But when it comes to Pearl, she is a woman who wears many hats. She is mainly a rage baiter on the internet.
For the red pill movement.
Literally.
Being ugly is the greatest crime. If you want to trigger women, this will trigger them. Younger women are hotter. If you ever indicate that women are not that hot in their 30s and 40s and really are at their peak by a significant amount in their 20s, old women get very upset with me. Now, you can typically tell if the women get triggered by this, they're typically narcissists. And the reason being is nobody has told them in their whole life that they're average looking and they are not the shit. When women get information they don't like, they insult me. If I say, hey, men have no interest in raising another man's children, you're actually quite selfish for the most part if you divorce. If I say single mothers raise criminals, homeless, simps, old women get very upset with me.
She says the most crazy shit she could come up with, the most demeaning shit towards women. She is the ultimate pick-me girl that never gets picked. She also is really bad at singing. That's another hat she wears that we can explore if we want to.
Not one of her worst things. That's probably the least harmful. But she, like, but some of her highlights have been, well, one, just that, like, women generally are the worst. Like, shouldn't exist, basically. Yeah. But then also, she said that slavery was exaggerated.
Yes, that was very awkward when she went on H3 and he questioned her about that. And she just got demolished. It was pretty hard. It was a hard watch.
So do you agree with that premise that slavery was embellished or no?
I think that there are parts that are under embellished and there are parts that are over embellished. I think it just depends what we're talking about.
That's so interesting. I've got to know what was over embellished about slavery. Just like one example, I'm dying to know.
Yeah, I just rather, I mean, I was talking about a book that I read, and I think to understand the context, you'd have to read the book.
You just said some parts were embellished, some parts were under embellished.
I just, again.
Are you retracting that?
I'd really just rather not.
Okay. Dude, no, but slavery being embellished, that's so interesting. I don't know how you embellish it.
There are certain facts that we're not allowed to talk about.
Like what? I would love to. We're doing the taboo. We're mixing it up. It's red pill, baby. Let's see the world as it is.
I mean, I could show you the video I was quoting, but it's just, I'd rather not get into this, so.
Sounds like a blue pill attitude to me.
Much of her career is centered around debates with people that she invites on her channel usually, but I have never seen someone so terrible at making any points whatsoever. It's not like, oh, she got that one, but they like kind of got her on those. No points ever made. She loses everything. She has nothing to back up anything she says, except for, I've talked to thousands of women and they think this. And it's like, well,
are the 1,000 women
in the room with us
right now? Because I know they're not. Like, that is not true. I saw this TikTok today. It was a clip of Pearl saying that women, like, once they pass 25, like, that's when they're in their prime. And
she's
when they're
27,
35,
by the way.
like, they're not hot anymore. And then it was this girl showing her mom that. And then she goes, Mom, how old do you think this person is? And she shows her 4 pictures of Pearl. And she goes, 37? She's 27, by the way.
That's the craziest part is she preaches about marriage and how you need to
looks and body
your value
and
to
all
society as a woman is your fertility and your youth. And that's it.
And your looks.
Exactly. And then that's why everyone, like, usually I don't think a lot of the people that criticize Pearl for her looks would ever have said anything like that to anyone but her.
Of course not.
But it's like the whole crux of her like personality is how women's only value is if they're hot and can have babies. But then one, she's childless. She's not married. She's over
relationshipless.
Her own definition of what the prime age is. And then also is not the most, I feel like an asshole even saying it, even though it's Pearl and
Dude,
I fucking hate her.
Because
But
she drags the shit out of you. She's not just saying there's value in your looks and your youth. She is like harshly criticizing, judging, being disgusting towards people who don't fit the category she's talking about. And that is why people jump to, Pearl, have you looked in a mirror? Because it's not something you would say or think if you're just seeing someone who looks like Pearl walking down the street. My thoughts are not that ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just like, what the fuck does this person think walking the street with that face? Like,
exactly.
Come on, let's be for real. But it's Pearl, you know? She
but
drags
it's
it out of
also
you.
that she doesn't just generally say like looks are important. It's that she attacks specific women and that's what we're going to get into today, saying that they're fat and they're ugly and they have nothing to offer. And then everyone's like, Pearl?
What world are we living in? That's the thing, is like when people feel uncomfortable when someone brings up appearances in any sort of debate, I do get it. I get that sentiment. We shouldn't jump to that. We've been guilty of, talking about some ghouls and goblins on this channel, such as Clinton Kane and, those people. What can we say? We're not,
it's really come up lately.
Guilt-free.
But also, even with those, we say if they hadn't done what they did and put themselves in this place where they're better than everyone, no one would bring it up.
It's more so that
giving them a taste of their own
someone
medicine.
is fucking around and they're finding out. And in any other world, okay, I get it. The internet, we can say, oh, I wish you really would have just said this or just stick to what they're saying or whatever. But be for real. If you're in a room with your friends and your family and we're all just chatting about Pearl, talking about how hideous anyone past the age of 25 is, everyone's going to say,
what does she look like?
Then they see the picture, then they have thoughts, is all I'm saying. So everything we're going to be discussing does very much so attack Pearl's looks, but let's get to the source of it. What started this all? So that's why we're gathered here today, because she chose, for God knows what reason, to call out Drew Afualo.
Love Drew. And the thing is Pearl is also known for rage baiting the fuck out of, like, that is 99% of her content, if not 100% of her content, is like, she knows she's pressing people's buttons. I would say actually that I don't know, but I think she's actually tried to get Drew to come on her podcast like over a year ago or something. So she knows that Drew, and if you don't know, Drew's entire brand is just like eviscerating men
people's
that
heads
try and
off.
come for her appearance because they're like, she's fat, she's blah, blah. And first of all, no, she's not. And second of all, it's these men that are like, again, it's similar to Pearl, where it's like, have you?
Yeah, like turn around, look in the mirror, do us all a favor.
Correct. So Drew is known for like going so hard and just roasting these people and just not giving a fuck about what they say to her because it's so stupid. And Pearl, I guess, decided she wanted to tango. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I'm like, oh girl, you picked the wrong one. And then Teffy got involved, and because apparently they're friends. And Teffy, we actually just referenced last episode for her going off on Clinton, and she reads him to filth. These, oh my God, I would never want to get on her bad side because she would just make me cry.
She reminds me, I don't know if it's because she's from Miami, she reminds me a lot of people I know from there, where they will just go 0 to 100 in 2 seconds and it's like, fuck you. I used to be like that more than I am now. I've been forced to reserve myself a lot and not just be so like, I can definitely channel that side of me. I do try to subdue it. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's show you guys what these tweets are. We're not showing you all of them because they do get a little bit repetitive, but let's go to the origin story of what Pearl decided to do on a day she was so fucking bored, and maybe her engagement was solo. I don't know what possessed her to get involved in this, but she did. And honestly, I thank her.
Well,
quite delicious.
A little preface that I looked into, and that's what my tweets had to do with, because she's like lecturing on like content creation. Apparently, her YouTube channel has 2 million subscribers. I don't know how legitimate those 2 million subscribers are, because her views, they tend to average around 30,000. 2 million subscribers. So keep that in mind.
That's pretty bad.
Apparently this all started because Drew had Peach PRC on her podcast. I feel like we've mentioned her before. She's Australian.
Oh, yes. I'm familiar.
Singer. It was during the
Anna Paul thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's the Willy Wonka character? Veruca. But apparently they were discussing how like men with microphones, which is an epidemic we've
talked about
quite a while now.
Prices of Shure mics should go up.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Then apparently Pearl responded to the clip by fat shaming Drew, but she did not tag Drew because she's a coward. And this led to the internet doing it for her. And Drew then saw, and this is what ensued.
So she originally posts the TikTok clip of Drew saying this.
When women say they hate all men, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. You should. Yeah, absolutely.
I will never say, like, oh, not all men. Like, I do think it's all.
I've said before, they're all guilty until proven innocent in my eyes.
I think they should start in prison and work their way out.
it's a reward-based system. You know what I mean? You have like a reading log and you color it in. Every time
Exactly.
you do something nice, you move up.
Yeah.
Or you just have no access to internet and no phone, and you have to earn it.
Yeah.
Like an
get,
Eagle
like-
Scout. You have to be able to tie like 7 different knots.
Yes, exactly.
You have to be able to build a fire from scratch. And then also you have to hike.
Get them a little
bunch.
sash with some badges on
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And I want to see them walking around in it, so I know that they've done
You have to wear it as
no
identification.
catcalling badge. Like,
First of all,
Hilarious.
funny. But second of all, obviously a joke. Like as serious as like, you can feel, because I've said very similar sentiments. And like to a certain extent, I do agree. I do have hesitancy when I do meet random men that I don't know. And I honestly, as I should. But obviously they're like being dramatic, or like they're hyping it up to be
Exactly.
funny.
Like this is reminds me of someone else we know that like doesn't seem to understand humor and like nuance of any kind. And yes, again, I don't think these two women have 0 men in their lives that they think are like decent humans.
First of all, she has a long-term boyfriend who is always posting about very similar sentiments, that he agrees with her in a lot of ways. And like, yes, I love my dad. I love my brothers. Like, I get it. We love men in our life. I'm not saying that every man I know is the worst man I've ever... Like, it's just so weird when people don't get it.
Is that like when we're saying that, like there should be men that are mad that we're saying it, not because they feel attacked, but because other men are making them look bad by being such shitty people.
And the thing is that it is an epidemic when every single woman I've ever met has a very, very troubling story about an interaction with a man. And that's not to say also that women can't be horrible. Women can also unalive people. Like,
I was just going to say, it kind of reminds me of like Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, where it's like, all people can be horrible, but men are the problem right now, significantly most of the time. So like, that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah. So anyway, Pearl goes on to watch this clip, let the joke fly right on over that noggin of hers. And she says, the audacity of fat women on a podcast to complain about men using the microphone men built in the building men built, and more than likely being managed by men.
First of all,
Every time I see or hear anything that Pearl says, I just think of oh brother, this guy stinks. That's literally Pearl. She is just hot diarrhea in human form.
that's like one of Pearl's go-tos is like her trying to be like, men built this world. Women wouldn't be able to survive a day, blah, blah, blah. Like if all the men just stopped working their jobs, women would have no world to live in.
These are the same people who get terrified when they have a woman pilot and they're like, are we gonna crash? Like literally, I can't. They don't want women in these positions, and then they use it against women. It's just fucking insane.
That's the joke of it, is like they're so set on like women need to fill these traditional roles and be the homemaker and be the stay-at-home mom and
You
just
first, Pearl.
pump out
Where's your
babies.
husband?
And then it's like, but then you're gonna be like, well, they don't have these jobs. And it's like, yeah, because you told them not to. Like, what do you mean?
It's bizarre. It's a lose-lose situation, and that's exactly what they want.
First of all, there's a lot of women managers, and I would guess that probably both of these
probably a
girls
woman.
have women managers. I had women. Like, oh my God, I can't.
Okay, so this tweet sparked Armageddon. Is that a war? Yeah.
Well, and
Right?
ironically, though, it is interesting to look that it only has 1.7 thousand likes.
What do you mean? It's surprising to you that nobody likes Pearl?
No, it's just interesting to point
Not
out
even her
that
own community likes her.
even one of
Everybody
my
just is like, oh,
responses
this
to
bitch
Pearl
again.
has like 1.6 thousand. So it's like literally Pearl
Jesus.
acts like she's this like mega star and everyone loves her and she's so successful. And it's like, bitch, you use stuff like this as rage bait and you can't even get your own audience that do hate women to give you enough engagement to...
Yeah, it definitely begs the question of like, why go through with this? Because I always have this underlying feeling that she doesn't actually believe these things. Obviously, it is just rage bait. But then if it's not successful rage bait, if you're not profiting off of it, then why do it?
I don't think it's necessarily like it's clear not every post she posts is like popping off and is making her millions of dollars. But I think as a brand, this has actually crafted her career because shockingly, not a whole lot of women to compete with in this space.
Well, let's get into the back and forth because there's a lot of it and it gets crazy. So this sparked an absolute war. There was a lot of repetitive things, if you will, because Pearl just kind of kept saying the same shit. So then in turn, Drew found new funny ways, but basically to say the same thing. So we're just going to kind of like give you the meat and potatoes of this.
Here's her response.
Hey, I want to talk to y'all about something unbelievably hilarious. To be quite honest with y'all, I hope this video serves as a cautionary tale. Every bigot that fucking hates me on the internet, this one's for y'all. As I just mentioned, there are many a bigot or bigot sympathizer on Beyonce's internet that talk shit on me regularly. As soon as they leave the unemployment line, they go straight to the internet to make videos about Drew. When they do this 100% of the time, all the time, it's to get views, bitch. They've never seen engagement, like when they talk shit on me and put me in a thumbnail, girl. Which, you're welcome, but I digress. It is very rare that I do have women that I talk about on my platform, and today is not going to be a day I dog a woman out the same way I dog out men. This particular woman everyone is familiar with and has asked me to talk about before. What I think are obvious reasons I haven't, because quite frankly, she bores me. Think I want to watch a bitch do PR for the worst men on planet Earth? Yeah,
might be a good time to mention that she basically like had a crush on, I don't know if I can say his name, but Nick Fuentes. We'll bleep it if we've gotten demonetized for him before. She like had a crush on him and basically entertained him saying that like the Holocaust didn't happen and
the Hitler wasn't that bad.
Yeah, all that. She understood where he was coming from, you know?
I don't have time for that. I got a waiting list of men I gotta fuck up, you feel me? But like I've warned the internet before, if you talk shit on me, it will get back to me. That is a fact. Even if you don't tag me, even if you don't say my name, it always makes its way across my fucking desk, bitch. Believe that shit. So someone pointed this out to me, right? And if you check the caption on this video, I literally wrote, I can't wait for awful fucking men on the internet to clip this and get really fucking angry. She's not a man, nor does she have a man. She felt the need to tweet this anyways. What's hilarious about this tweet, besides the fact that she doesn't reference my name, doesn't tag me, and puts it on a platform I'm no longer on, really, is that I find it very interesting and borderline confusing that the audacity of a fat bitch like myself to say this on my Spotify exclusive show, Clock That Shit Too, bitch, would in any way, shape, or form disgust you or make you really upset. Because that's not really what you thought when you DM'd me 2 years ago and asked me to do a fucking panel with you in Dubai. Offered to fly me out and pay for all my accommodation too. And when that didn't work, you had someone named Kobe email me and ask me.
Thoughts?
Wait a second. Okay, so I kind of missed the messages. I got like her wanting to fly her out to Dubai. What? But why? To be on a panel? To like debate?
With
or
Andrew
like to be
Tate,
friends?
it looks like.
I'm hosting a panel in Dubai. Andrew Tate, Brittany Renner, Pearl, and they're looking for a fourth person, and you think that person's Drew Afualo? What the fuck? One of these things is not like the other.
There's one other person besides Pearl because she's moderate. She's hosting it, but there's 3 other people, so who knows? It's probably Nick Fuentes.
Got it.
We are willing to fly you out if you're willing to be on it. The email she shows next is from November 30th, 2022.
That's
so she's been a Drew fan for a while, it looks like.
The craziest part about this email, it says, this is a roundtable discussion on feminism, modern relationships, dating, and more. That is such a weird way, like, you know what you're doing by inviting Drew Afualo, like, be for real about it and talk about what this is going to be, a fucking bloodbath. Like, what do you mean? A roundtable discussion. She's going to punch Andrew Tate in the tit.
Yeah, I think she underestimates the fervor that Drew would bring to the situation. But that is Pearl's whole thing. She likes to debate people, but also notice that Drew, I mean, we couldn't see the other name, but I'm going to guess that it wasn't someone that's a feminist. So she likes to have it so it's completely outnumbered. And there isn't really a debate that happens ever. It's just like people talking over them and like telling them they're wrong.
They want clips.
Exactly.
They want clips of them walking out. They want clips of them stuttering or just anything. And
anything that they can catch them and be like,
one,
look
which
how
is
stupid
insane.
she is. She needs a man.
Yeah, that's just insane. I cannot believe they invited her there.
Before we go any further, we have a word from our sponsor, Pretty Litter.
This was one I was super excited about when I found out they were going to be a sponsor because I already used Pretty Litter before we got sponsored by them. And let me tell you something, I love it. It has changed my cat litter game. Lily doesn't have a cat, but I could speak for it. Trust me, it's amazing.
But literally, after she told me we got this, I was like, does this mean I have to get a cat?
I don't think Max would be very happy with that.
I actually think he would be thoroughly entertained, but I would be a little worried for the cat.
My favorite thing about Pretty Litter is it's completely different from your traditional clay litter that gets everywhere. It's tracked all over the place. It smells putrid when it's mixed with their pee. It is just, oh my God, there's nothing worse.
Cat pee is one of the worst smells ever.
Yeah, but Pretty Litter's ultra absorbent crystals, they trap that odor, and I can attest to that. Seriously, you do not smell their cat pee. And it also completely completely minimizes that like dust that clay litter has that gets everywhere. It's disgusting. And I find myself using far less. Like when I first got the bag, I was like, oh, how long is this gonna last me? Forever. Literally, you do not use nearly as much. And my favorite thing about Pretty Litter is that it changes colors to help monitor early signs of potential illness in cats, including urinary tract infections and kidney issues, which is really prevalent in cats. Basically, like it turns a color when it mixes with their pee, and then that color, you look at the bag and it has like a chart and lets you know what's going on.
It reminds me of like pools that your pee changes color if you pee in them.
That's my biggest fear every time I go to the pool. I'm like, please don't be that kind of pool, please.
Just don't pee in the pool.
I'll think about it.
So if you do have a cat, go to prettylitter.com/DWKT and use code DWKT and you get 20% off your first order and you get a free cat toy.
Oh my God, how fun. Wait, I want
That's
that.
nice.
Again, that's prettylitter.com/DWKT with code DWKT to save 20% off and get a free cat toy. And if you want to just send your free cat toys to me, I will take them. prettylitter.com/DWKT, code DWKT. And thank you so much to Pretty Litter for being a sponsor of this podcast.
Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. Pearl is one of the fastest growing YouTubers in the world.
Is it a different Pearl or are we talking about the same one?
Shut the fuck up. Like the ego this woman has with like zero to back it up other than like, yeah, she might get views. It's not because people are like, we love Pearl. She rage baits most of them. Like, it's not even people that actually agree with her that are watching
to get
it.
clips to react to.
Exactly.
Nobody's even sitting through your bullshit.
Well, and that's proven by all of her views. There's like few that have like millions of views because it's been clipped. The full videos, no one gives a fuck. And Pearl has nothing to, like, she's so boring and just like has nothing of substance to say. She earned more than 200,000 new YouTuber subscribers and I think it's like 90 million views last month. Yeah, probably on like YouTube Shorts because again, she clips and rage baits and people like me end up seeing it. Like, oh my God. Also, 200,000 subscribers in a month. Yeah, that's a lot. But like literally when I first launched my personal channel, I had over 300,000 in like a week. Oh my God. Additionally, she was the most Googled person in the world in 20... No, she wasn't. That is...
And if she was, why?
First of all, yeah, because people hate her and want to find out who she is so they can shit on her. But also, I highly doubt Pearl was the most Googled person in the world. Are you fucking kidding?
But then she continues.
Someone named Kobe emailed me and asked me the same thing. Even gave me your stats and everything, told me how beneficial it would be for my platform for all of us to link, do a collab. God, I didn't repel you with my audacity when you asked me for a fucking favor. My fat bitch audacity, wipe your memory of this, please. And you're so disgusted by my big, fat, disgusting fucking body. Not when it comes to flying me out like a fucking city girl. Just in case anyone's curious, she unsent those messages to me. So I guess it turns out you're submissive to men and me. Period. Oh man, I love being right. For every man that wants to be like, you can't make content without us. You sure about that? I don't know. One of us definitely needs the other. Or are you just too scared to debate? Whatever makes you feel better, player. If you want to platform your bigotry, get your own fucking show, bitch. Because unlike you, I don't need to prove myself to men. And past that, you can't fucking afford me. Love you. Bye.
Well done. Well done.
It is actually insane that men would say that because she's talking about how much she hates men, okay? All the fucking time. And your whole entire platform is how much you basically fucking hate women. Why the fuck would she do you the service of like entertaining that conversation? She's not in the market of like trying to prove men wrong. She just says, fuck you. Like, I'm not doing shit for you. That's like literally her whole brand.
Well, notoriously, when Pearl literally, she couldn't debate her way out of a paper bag. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous to think that like Drew would come on and they'd have like this just like great conversation about like no,
you could not pay me enough to talk to Pearl.
Oh my God, I just can't. Like the points that they make are so not based in any kind of reality or logic, and it's just based on bigotry and sexism, and like that's not a healthy debate that would be productive for anyone. Again, like you said, it's for views.
But this is the juicy part because Twitter went ablaze. It was a lot of gems we have here that I will hold close to my heart forever.
So it's important to note that Drew responded to that on TikTok. Then she comes on Twitter because that's where Pearl had posted. And Drew says, I haven't tweeted in over a year. Cannot think of a better time to come back for a final bow, LMFAO. And then linked her TikTok. Then she said, watch this, baby. Maybe it'll help clarify all my fat bitch audacity. Then she follows it up with, my tweet has been up for 13 minutes and already has more retweets, likes, and comments and views than hers. Maybe that's why she had to beg me to come do content with her. Suck my dick and cock and balls, bitch.
Jesus Christ.
And then someone said, Pearl's the biggest pick-me woman in the world. It's so sad for her, honestly. And Drew said, I'm not sad for her at all. She made that bed. Let her lie in it, alone and miserable. So Pearl quote tweets that and says, as usual, Pearl's comebacks they're
Boring.
lacking.
Yeah,
in any
they lack.
I've never seen her with like a zinger that I'm like, oh wow, she really told them. It's like her go-tos are like, you're fat, you're a woman, and you're old. Oh, and usually unsuccessful, which is interesting in this particular debate because, none of those are true, but then also specifically not successful doesn't really apply. Pearl says, does this chick think she is special because we asked her to come on our show for a debate? She got a copy-paste message we have sent to 1,000 other women. 1,000 women is really her go-to.
Dirty little liar, Pearl. That is such a
metric.
fucking lie. No, that didn't happen. And were those DMs copy and paste? They seemed kind of personalized to me.
Did you also unsend those to the other 1,000 women or just Drew?
Drew says, copy and paste. You just offered to fly me out like a city girl to Dubai. Sure. Ha 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 ha. It took almost 2 weeks for you to respond to me, catching you trying to ride my dick for oh my God, that word is hard to say. Holy shit.
Virality.
Trying to ride my dick for virality. And this is what you came up with, LMFAO. You and your team can't afford me, bitch.
Pearl is the type of person that would invite someone like Drew on her show and be like, we can do a day rate of $150.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure.
Drew also responds to that and says, stack that pick-me money up before you come knocking at my door again. That way I can send you a pic of me grabbing my nutsack in response to you asking for a favor the next time.
Oh my God. Pearl decides to take a picture of Drew Afualo and her boyfriend and post it saying, let me help you. Step 1, eat less. Step 2, treadmill. Ha ha ha. Those are really good, Pearl. Did you think those up by yourself? That probably hurt your little pea brain.
When your only comeback to that is, you're fat.
Stupid. You can do it. I believe in you. Maybe then you could get a boyfriend who doesn't wear skirts. And Drew's boyfriend is, I believe, Samoan. So what he's wearing is true to that culture. And it's just so, first of all, she is digging so deep for something because Drew and her boyfriend are both hot and she can't handle it. Because she's like, what do? I don't know what to say.
Well, also, like, for her pointing out that he's wearing a skirt is her trying to, like, undermine his masculinity because that's what she's all about. And it's like, do you think that man doesn't look masculine?
I know. It's insane.
Like, that's the best you can do. It's not like and it would be fine if he was. But she's acting like he's wearing, like, a pink mini skirt. And it's like, girl,
be for real.
Sit down.
It's so stupid.
Like, what are you talking about? So Drew responds to that and says, I love how you knew my name when you DM'd me asking to fly me out when your team emailed mine, but won't say my name now. You won't even tag a bitch? Because notably, she doesn't tag her in that tweet either. And then she responds with that. And then Drew goes, love how you didn't answer my question because you're single, LMFAO. All that jerking off mediocre men hasn't paid off in a relationship? God, I wonder why. But yeah, switch to racism. That'll get me.
Oh my God. And then she shows a picture of her and her boyfriend looking super hot. Which is
that.
It's a good touch, I will say. And then Pearl quote tweets that and says, I would start with 10K steps per day and try your best to eat less than 2,000 calories. I would find a different personal trainer because clearly he needs to update his certifications. You can do it, Drew. I believe in you. That is so embarrassing for her. Oh my God.
Like, I just can't. What are you even saying? Like, literally the most she can do is just, you're fat. No, but you're fat. Get on treadmill. Walk 10,000 steps. Bitch, shut up.
And
Drew
then
actually looks
jump
like
to
she's in
racism
great
when
shape.
all else fails. It's so lazy and sad. This picture, trigger warning, picture of Pearl that is very scary.
Now we get to some of Teffy's responses.
Okay, this is my favorite. I love you, Drew, but Teffy ate. Honestly, she really did.
Well, because she does it with she's a woman of few, she says a lot, but like a lot of her responses to Pearl in particular, very minimal.
Yeah.
And yet they cut so deep. She lets Pearl speak for herself with photos. This one, it says, imagine finding out this person is calling one of your closest friends an ogre. LMAO, imagine. And it's just
so that's something that we kind of skipped over because it was a lot of her finding different ways to say that Drew is fat. And one of the ways that she did that was calling her Fiona.
From Shrek.
Shrek and Fiona, that's what she called her and her man, which is like, girl, that reaches. It's one thing if like someone's insulting something that everyone could be like, okay, like I see why you're insulting that person, but that's still wrong to do so. Literally, they didn't make any sense.
You know, when there's even situations where like people aren't necessarily ugly, but they resemble a cartoon character that you could even kind of see.
Right,
Like, this
yeah.
is so just like
Random.
her correlation was like, ogres are ugly and fat, so that's what I'm gonna call Drew. And it's like, what?
But my favorite part of that Teffy tweet is that she just puts a smiling photo of Pearl, which obviously you know Pearl thought she ate in that photo. Like that's not even like she's trying to pick an unflattering angle of Pearl, nothing like that. It's just a smiling photo.
It's like a headshot
of Pearl and her eyebrows. She's doing that, what's that wave trend? Do you remember that? The wave eyebrow trend? That they're like all wavy?
not intentionally.
Yeah, no, I think she was born like that. Yeah.
Some other ones in between those, actually, sorry, we went a little out of order, is Pearl quote tweeting Drew's thing about copying and pasting and how that's definitely not true, and says, "Can you afford a personal trainer?"
Yeah, got that one.
So actually, one of my favorite things about when Pearl comes for people, especially Drew, is like usually and even with my tweets that I put out, like you'd expect, maybe not with Pearl, but like you'd expect that people on her side would like then go be like kind of defending her or
Right.
like, you know, attacking the other people. I have not received one tweet about Pearl that isn't just negative about Pearl. All of the replies to Pearl's tweets are not like, yeah, go Pearl, you got her. It's all just people being like, there's one, you're mid, bro, but this one got me. I don't know, can you afford a pedicure? Those concrete grippers need help.
Not the concrete grippers. Drew responds, I actually have one built into my man. Do you have one of those? Ha 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 ha. Which every single time she brings up, Pearl is just like, anyways, fat. Idiot. It's like, answer the question, Pearl.
And the funny thing is like some people would be like, oh, so you're just gonna attack Pearl for being, I mean, no one says this, but like if you're like, you're just gonna attack Pearl for being single? Yes, because all she talks about is how you're basically worthless if you're single and past your prime.
Yeah.
And like that is her whole brand. And she is single. She literally did a series once where it was like wife school or like wife training or
It's
something.
basically,
Like,
it's not picking on something that's
you attend?
random and not related to what she's attacking someone for.
It's her whole brand.
Yeah, it's literally her. So in response to the 10K steps per day tweet, Drew says, you're certifiably single, so clearly your quote unquote advice don't work either, baby. I'd focus on that instead. LMAO. This has been fun. Go back to begging me in private. It's a much less embarrassing look for you.
so many people I've seen say like, she must have a humiliation kink.
Yeah.
Like, I just like don't understand situations like this because even if she's like doing it for money,
She's not even
the
making
payoff
money off
doesn't
of it.
seem to just like, I wouldn't be able to, oh my God, I can't.
Didn't she get demonetized on YouTube?
Yeah, and she's banned on TikTok.
So like, what money? She's not making
But then she brags how like she doesn't even have a TikTok account, but she still gets millions of views. And it's like people making fun of you and rage baiting your content. Like, are
Not
you
a
kidding?
flex.
Oh, this is where the Shrek one came in. She goes, I should take her advice too, and then I can have a Shrek and donkey relationship.
You be the donkey.
What? I've never seen some, and this is actually very indicative of her debate style. She has nothing to offer,
Yeah.
and she just says the exact same shit in different ways, barely. And it's just like, oh God. Drew responds and says, also, why do you keep tweeting this picture as if I don't look stunning? Like, LMAO. And she goes, if you look stunning, you wouldn't have to say it. We would just notice. Pearl, you
What?
don't seem to be able to pick up on anything. So I think things do maybe need to be spelled out for you sometimes, but also no one agrees with you as usual. And then she quote tweets the donkey and Shrek relationship, Drew does, and says, or a relationship at all. Let's start there. Then Pearl decides that she's not going to just go after Drew. She sees Teffy and she's like, oh my God, another way to get engagement. And she starts going after her, which again, interesting decision. Humiliation confirmed.
She takes Teffy's profile picture in which Teffy posted that. I don't know if you know that. So she takes that as like,
it was
what
intentional.
the fuck is this? And she says, sorry, but your bad highlights are not going to distract us from your mole.
Which it's funny that this is the photo she chose because, like, first of all, Teffy's like purposely making a face, like one of her eyes is closed. It's like supposed to be.
Second of all, that's
like, a joke.
balayage. That's not highlights, you idiot. Have you seen Pearl's hair? That shit looks like a fucking hay bale. I can't. Like, what is she
Have you
even
seen
talking
Pearl?
about?
Like everything about her, like everything she criticizes, it's like, girl, what? Like we have to tell you that Drew looks stunning because clearly you have different
Taste, we'll
I
say.
think,
We'll
would
say
be the best.
taste.
Taste is
Self-awareness, you know, whatever
I don't know
it
if she
is.
has that, but anyway. And you leave Teffy's mole, or should I say beauty mark? Like literally, I feel like people used to draw on
Marilyn Monroe.
literally, but she is probably not a.
That's the thing, is she has to rack her
high-value
brain
woman in
to
Pearl's
fight
eyes.
these women who are beautiful and smart and funny. She's like, you have a mole. Okay.
So then Drew sees this and says, "You are the most unfunny bitch alive, for real, LMFAO. Is the ability to never roast properly and willingness to dick ride the most violently mediocre men on this planet a product of your colonizer inbreeding bloodline? Or just a hobby you picked up?"
Jesus. Oh my God.
So this is when the inbred jokes begin.
Yeah. Which are funny. I'm going to say it. I think they're funny.
They gave me quite a bit of giggles. Pearl decides that she's gonna start, she's done with just the fat jokes because apparently those aren't working, I guess. Weird. But then she starts trying to attack Drew for being on TikTok, like having that be her biggest platform, which like interesting choice in pivots. But she goes, "If you really wanted to address me head on, you would have accepted the debate request." No one wants to address you head on though, Pearl. That's the point. But then she says, "But you would rather have Twitter fingers and make 60-second videos because you are too dumb to defend any of your ideas."
That is so rich coming from you. Have you ever heard a single word that has come out of your mouth?
I'm telling you, I've never heard a good point by Pearl. Then Drew quote tweets it, says something about, it was like, "What do I have to gain from debating a bitch who can't even gain the respect of the men she so freely gets on her knees for?"
This point that Drew brings up is so true though, because it says the only person that has Twitter fingers is you, Pearly. It's like you literally are the one that brought this into it for no fucking reason, tagging Drew when Drew wasn't talking about you.
On Twitter specifically.
So stupid.
And yeah, Andrew says, "And you started this whole thing in the first place. That was when you ripped off my video off TikTok and didn't address me by name, thinking I wouldn't remember you got on your knees for me too. Because you're afraid of me and you should be. Suck my dick, bitch."
Oh my God.
For anyone concerned about her trying to get engagement, trust me, I know. That's why she offered to fly me out 2 years ago. But not only have all my tweets about that ghostly bitch gone viral, I gained 40,000 followers here in 2 days, and I don't even use this app. And then Pearl says, "TikTok is easy. I got 1 million in a year on that app, only doing it part-time. If she's serious about her beliefs, she'll put her money where her mouth is." What? I'm just so sick of Pearl acting like it's like a privilege that and an honor that everyone needs to come debate her. Pearl quote tweets one of Teffy's tweets about like calling Drew an ogre, I assume. And Drew says to that, "Oh, for real? Sick. This time do me a favor and tag me and address me head on instead of running like the clout chasing bitch that you are to Twitter. Deal? And when you inevitably have your team email mine and offer to fly me out for another one of your whack ass panels, I want you to beg." This was the one I responded to where Pearl says, "Relax, fatty. You can only make 60-second videos. That's easy. I got 1 million in a year on TikTok without trying before I was banned and get millions of views on there without a real account. It's easy." Yeah, when you're a horrible, miserable bitch that everyone makes fun of, I would assume it is pretty easy.
You can go viral from having 0 followers, like that one girl we covered, Lydia. You can go viral for just saying the most hateful shit. It doesn't mean anybody gives a shit about you. Doesn't mean you're gonna get brand deals. Doesn't mean it's sustainable.
Exactly. And then she says, "You can't even break 500K on YouTube because you're too dumb to capture people's attention for more than 60 seconds or defend any of your ideas. We've invited 1,000 plus." We get it. That's your only number that you ever reference. 1,000 plus women on the show. You are not special. Are you going to put your money where your mouth is or keep tweeting at me? And that was the one I actually responded to and said, not Pearl acting like she doesn't average around 30,000 views on YouTube despite having 2 million subscribers. Please, Pearl, tell us more about how you capture everyone's attentions with your ideas. Also, shouldn't you be out husband hunting? I hear your societal worth is decreasing by the second. Because literally, how is she gonna be, you can't break 500,000. You literally,
can't.
like, her views get like 14,000
So
on,
stupid.
unless it's like one that pops off because people have been clipping it. And then Drew calls her out and says, "Meanwhile, I have 2 podcasts that I talk for over an hour that come out weekly. Girl, but go back to flicking that bean to balding red pill bitches on the internet that hate you too and quit playing with me." And then Pearl says, "You have 0 substance, creativity, or original ideas. You're a fat chick complaining about men. Yawn, been done before. You can't even convert 8 million followers to 1 million YouTube subscribers. Your thumbnails are messy and you are clearly lazy looking at your output. You keep responding to me because you know I'm right. No, your 5 seconds of fame will be over before you know it, and you have zero skills to show for it. Put your money where your mouth is and debate your ideas, and maybe you'll increase your watch time. You need it.
Not her still in the midst of telling her how basically insignificant she is when she gets a million times the engagement you get. You're still low-key trying to convince her to debate you. Like, that's literally just what she wants.
That was the other one I responded to, and I said, girly, literally, you can't even get your own subscribers to watch your repetitive ass content where you preach about women's worth relying on youth and fertility while you're over here childless, alone, and aging like milk. Let's reevaluate your own life before giving any more lectures, okay? That has more likes than her original tweet. Okay, so now on to Teffy's, which are our favorite. She starts by replying to the one where she calls out her mole, and Teffy goes, LMAO, you want to talk looks? We can go bar for bar. Let me know, honey.
Teffy says, Pearl, you look like a yeast infection took human form. I'm not gonna let a bitch who looks like she needs to eat Monistat talk about me. LOL, please. That was so vicious and right, but vicious. Oh my gosh.
The next one is, again, a picture of Pearl that she definitely uses as like one of her professional
That's like
headshots.
her email photo or something.
Yeah. And it's just her picture. It says Pearl Davis. And all Teffy put is the lipless wonder.
Literally no lips.
Again, that has like these. Oh my God. Her Monistat one has 24,000 likes. Pearl's original tweet had like 1.4 or something.
And then she posts another picture of Pearl that Pearl definitely posted willingly. And then Teffy says, quickly, can the people who want to wife Pearl come forward? And she responds to that and says, quickly. I don't think anybody took her up on that. Just a wild guess. That picture is diabolical. I'm sorry. That picture is insane.
I know. And then next one she says, Pearl, just because your parents are siblings doesn't excuse your lack of critical thinking. Take a moment to really reflect. And then a bunch of hearts.
This one is my favorite. She says, guys, please don't judge Pearl for being inbred, but please judge her for her behavior. That's all I ask, with a heart.
And then she retweets someone else saying, this is all that comes to mind. And it's a Real Housewives meme where someone goes, do you think I look inbred? And the other girl goes, I do.
And then I think she just retweeted a bunch of people.
Yeah, she retweets about what we mentioned earlier, how Teffy, she made a song praising Hitler because she had a crush on Nick Fuentes. Girl said slavery was exaggerated. And then after all of this, she goes, what a beautiful day. And then has never talked about it again.
Yeah, I love that. She was like a refreshing addition to this because, you know, Drew and Pearl were kind of stuck in this like back and forth of very similar thoughts and saying kind of the same thing. And then Teffy's like, you need to eat Monistat. Like, bitch, now I'm awake.
And notice, those didn't get replies from Pearl. She didn't dabble anymore in that one. She couldn't handle it.
It's literally like when a guy does something on the street or something and a girl starts barking and they're like, oh, and they just walk away. That was Pearl when she read that tweet. She's like, actually, you're insane, so I gotta go. I don't know how Pearl sleeps after such an ass whooping like this, like such a spanking. I don't know how she continues on, but you know what? I gotta give it to her. If I was in her shoes, I would literally be so anxious and stressed all the time because everybody hates me, and I don't know how she finds happiness. But it seems like she hates
herself.
I don't know what her deal is. All I know is that
I want to know the psychology.
It's very similar to the Lydia girl, where it's like these people will continue to do what they do, and as we talked about, their engagement will reflect it. Like, this only mattered because Drew and Teffy responded. Like, Pearl could have been screaming into the abyss and I wouldn't have known it existed.
I mean, it's everything Pearl says on a daily basis. It just had like a target that people actually cared about this time.
Exactly. And with that, Pearl, bye. See you the next time someone hands you your ass, because this was so embarrassing for you. Like, what the fuck did she think was gonna happen? The last time I saw her get reamed like this was when she started her music career, and people just, honestly, they didn't even have to say anything. They just posted it.
Would you call it a music career?
I didn't say it was a good one. I said it was a music career.
I don't know. I guess jingles are music. She worked for like a printer company or something.
No, she's done covers though too.
But they're like replacing words to be for the printer company.
You should call me on my work phone all day when you need a printer. Call me on my work phone all day when you need a printer. And I know when that work phone rings that you need to print things.
Is that true? Really?
Oh my god. Yeah, that's like the whole fun.
I thought she was just doing covers on the internet for
songs
funsies.
and she would like change them slightly to then be like for the company she worked for.
Girl, I can't no more. We got the printers in the back, scanners are attached. You can't even fax, I can help you stare.
And it's like the weirdest. It's like, did people pay you for this?
It is.
What are you doing? But anyway, I could shit on Pearl for just an indefinite amount of time. It would never end, actually.
But before we continue, we really quickly want to thank the second sponsor of today's podcast, and that's ZocDoc.
And if you don't know what ZocDoc is, you must be new here, because not only has ZocDoc been I was going to say lifelong, but
Feels like
podcast long sponsor. They got in really early. But also, if you watched our last time they sponsored, you might be familiar with the fact that they saved my life when I broke my tooth and had to get, I don't even know what it was called, what I had to get done. From there, I have now had 2 like super intense cleanings. I've gotten a root canal. I'm getting all my dental stuff taken care of because I hadn't been to the dentist in I don't want to say how long.
And with ZocDoc, we are talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every single specialty. So that's from mental health to dental health, in Lily's case, eye care, skin care, and much more.
And it's for like emergencies like mine, or if you just need to find like a primary care physician and you just put in your location, put in your insurance, they filter it all out for you. And then my favorite part, especially if it's an emergency and you're kind of hysterical at the time, you don't have to talk to them on the phone because you can just book it right through the website.
Yeah, and most of ZocDoc's appointments happen fast, thankfully, in situations like that, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even get some same-day appointments sometimes. So stop putting off your doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/GWKT to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/DWKT, ZocDoc.com/DWKT.
And thank you so much to ZocDoc for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
So we really don't have time because Jessie needs to leave on her trip, so we're gonna really just go through this. But basically, we had mentioned that when we covered the Tana, Alissa Violet, and Jason Nash, it was pretty much a one-sided beef with just Alissa talking into the void and then deleting everything afterwards. But we did say that Tana had revealed in the comments of one of her TikToks that she had already filmed the podcast and it would be coming out soon. But we put that up and it was like going to be like a week before the episode went up. Well, it's been a week and the episode has gone up. And they have discussed, and oh my God, I recommend going and watching the episode because the full conversation is, I told Jessie after I finished watching, it was like 10 out of 10, no notes, masterpiece. Loved it. It is hilarious because one, they're just funny, but they start reading her text messages because she reached out to them because they all know each other. I actually had looked later. I think I Googled just Alissa Violet and Tana, and it seemed that they had maybe even been friends for a while. Turns out that's not really the case. Tana says she basically tried to combat the automatic her and Alissa would hate each other because of the Jake Paul stuff, that she tried to make it no, there's no problem here. Let's not come for women, blah, blah. And she's like, Jake never even was trying to get me to turn against her or anything. It was just other people did. She says she always tried to be nice to Alissa, but she always got bad vibes. And apparently Brooke says that prior to Cancel doing well and Brooke starting to get a following, Alissa apparently in the numerous times that they had met in person that she had not given Brooke the time of day. She's like, we would be in a conversation with 3 people and she wouldn't even look me in the eye. She just didn't give a fuck.
I've met so many people like that in LA.
Exactly. So Tana opens up with this lovely spoken word poem to intro the topic. I will just toss to now. Who knew Tana was a poet?
Well, I knew she was a rapper.
That's true. That's true. It translates.
Alissa, Alissa, Alissa. What are we going to do? You've caused us a big mess with your mean girl stew. Alternate line. I think that it's time to put down the cauldron and broom. Okay.
She's a witch.
All of this mess just so you can use David's pool.
Oh.
You came at me for shaming, but then said I sell my hole. But if it weren't for Marshmallow, you'd be on a pole.
Oh.
Dying on a hill for Jason fucking Nash. I suggest you shut your trap before you're both doing DoorDash. You are no stranger to being rude to a waiter or going on a smear campaign. Remember when you used Depop to incite Paige Loren's shame. Alissa, 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 you've caused a big mess. But I guess anything to sell that pink dress.
Honestly, first of all, you could get that published somewhere. That was really beautiful.
Edgar
was
Allan
really
Poe.
that was really special. That was up there. That was up there with Without You by Tana Mosa.
Put my whole Mugadoo into it, as
Put your
the people
whole
are saying.
Mugadoo into that poem. But you know what I especially liked about your poem is the usage of mess multiple times, because she included that word in my MLA formatted message. Message,
if you will.
Should I talk about that, or do you have more? You go ahead and say your piece before I say mine.
But some of the main parts that I want us to watch are in regards to, you might remember, we referenced Brooke doing the videos where she calls out Alissa, because Alyssa's whole thing is like, no cyberbullying, no shaming, blah, blah. And then Brooke enters the conversation and is like, girl, this you? Because Alissa had like randomly out of nowhere decided that she was going to shit on this girl, Paige Lorenz, on a Depop listing where she was selling a dress for $50.
It was truly the most out-of-pocket weird shit. Like, she literally just chose violence that day. She woke up and was like, who can I fuck with? Well, I do have to post this dress on Depop, so might as well.
Interesting for such an evolved person like her, who, you know, doesn't want to get into drama, doesn't like negativity. And it's like, well, you did that day. But
and especially when you take into account that Brooke was like, that's like 7 months ago. That wasn't years ago.
This wasn't like 10 years ago or something. But if we do want to talk 10 years ago, I don't think it was that long. But literally, Alyssa's whole career has been around her like instigating drama and being... Like, that's why the whole thing was just like, what are you doing? Like, just leave. No one needs to hear any of this. But so Brooke says that Alissa texts her after that. Not after like any of, I guess Tana hadn't really responded, so this was the only thing she could really talk about. But Brooke's TikToks started getting traction where she's calling Alissa out for the Depop post. And Alissa decides that she's like, oh shit, I need to do some damage control.
Yo, I don't really know you. First line. Already offended. Alissa Violet, I have met you at least 150 fucking times. I have spent hours with you. We have so many mutual friends. I have gone to birthday dinners with you. I have been around you in so many ways. You want to know why you don't remember me? Because for a long time, I didn't have any followers or clout, okay? And you know, when you started noticing me and maybe saying hi here and there, as soon as this podcast started blowing up, and I will never forget that. I noticed that about people. I will never forget.
And every time you've ever talked about people only coming around to you or showing you the time of day once this podcast started to take off, it was kind of in reference to Alissa Violet.
It was always in I'm so particular about that, because I keep those people in the back of my mind always, because if you treated me one way before I had canceled podcasts and you treat me a different way afterward, listen, that's literally deeply ingrained in my memory, okay? Doesn't matter. She goes on to say that your most recent TikTok is not an accurate description of my Depop caption. Okay? It's so easy. You could have just Googled it. That's what she said.
Which, you guys, I'll insert the clip of us reading it last episode. Pink tight dress, super snatched, makes your waist look tiny. I wore it to a party with my situationship in 2021, and it was a weird mini rave, and this girl came up to me and said that she loved me and thought I was super cool. Okay.
Already, why are we learning all of this information?
Right.
It's so weird.
She told me she followed me for years and wanted to be just like me. Okay, I'll take things that never happened.
Doubt
for
it.
500.
Doubt it.
And then she followed me around the party all night like a stalker, and my friends thought she was sketchy, but I gave her a chance. Then she pulled me aside and said, by the way, I hooked up with your ex. Can we still be friends? And I walked away. That girl was Paige Lorenz. Anyway, my situationship said my waist looked snatched in this dress, so that was nice.
That is literally a diabolical caption. That is so weird. You are so weird for this. And for you to be the one that's sitting on the internet right now being like, why are we shaming people? Bitch, what the fuck is this?
Okay, maybe a couple of the words were wrong, but like...
She didn't call her a whore, but she very much did, like the essence of what Brooke said.
The sentiment was there.
That's what she said. She said, I never called Paige Lorenz a whore, nor did I say she was trying to steal my man. This is why podcasts and TikToks are so toxic and dangerous, because they spread misinformation like wildfire.
Made a diss track with Rice Gum. 10 million views.
The entire point I made with Tana was to not support...
platinum.
The entire point I made with Tana was to not support cyberbullying. Then everybody made it about Jason Nash, which was not my point. Like I told Tana earlier, I cannot wrap my head around how some people use this platform we were given to spread constant, targeted, incessant hate toward others. Alissa, be so fucking for real. Let me keep going.
I'm loving your addressing to camera though.
The page comment was just a silly story on a Depop caption. It was just a silly story on a Depop caption.
To you.
That's giving the same energy as Jason Nash. He's just trying to make a simple living.
Yeah. She said Paige Lorenz stalked her. That she wanted to be her. Like,
And on a Depop caption. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's like, oh, use this platform. I'm sorry, Alissa, where, like, aside from you thinking you're a martyr for defending Jason Nash, where is all the good that you're doing on this platform you've been given?
Right.
Like, are you kidding?
Wasn't constant target and bullying videos towards somebody trying to make extra cash. Again, misinformation that you're spreading with your video. So I went ahead and screenshotted the Depop caption to send to her, just so that she knew I actually wasn't that wrong at all. I don't care if you didn't call her a whore or a boyfriend stealer. You deliberately wrote a super malicious caption out of fucking thin air for no fucking reason.
On
Specifically
Depop.
on Depop of all places, bitch. I'm like, talk about trying to make a quick dollar, okay? And you're gonna try to say that you hate cyberbullying. You don't even know this girl. And the thing is, Paige Lorenz is another person.
She basically says Paige is like someone that easily, like, people are quick to jump on the bandwagon of hate for her, and that's similar to Tana, and that's why she thinks she did it with Tana too. So not only does she defend that, but then she asks Brooke to delete the video.
I've since apologized to Tessa because it's like, I don't want to have beef with Tessa. I've been friends with her for a long time. Whatever. So I told Alissa that. That doesn't matter. And then she asks me if I can delete the video. Can you delete the video? I go, if you really need me to delete the video, I'll delete the video. Oh, no. But first she says, you know that your video is getting a lot of attention just because people are watching your Clinton Kane series. And I want to go on record and say, Alissa, I have been getting so many views, so many more views than you for so long before my 14-part series about Clinton Kane. It is actually ridiculous, okay? For you to assume
That's
that
exactly what I mean, though. Like, her entire demeanor has always been talking down to people.
So not only does she say that apparently now the only reason people are watching and it's getting traction is because of the Clinton Kane thing, but she also then says that Brooke was only defending Tana because she gave her career. Imagine saying all this to someone you're trying to get to take down a video.
I know, the audacity.
This is what got me really bad, Tana. She said, I understand you have to publicly defend your co-host who gave you your career, but to throw me under the bus after you privately told me something so different is wild. I sincerely hope these paychecks are worth your morality, girl. Unfortunately, there's a reason nobody wants to come on the podcast, and this is a huge part. Actually, Alissa, you want to come on the podcast. You asked me yesterday, you fucking weird bitch. Sorry. Anyway, I said, Alissa, be so fucking for real.
Tana's
I said,
face.
you called me and you said your piece. We had a very condescending conversation, and I told you straight up that I stood behind my video, and I'm sorry that I got the words wrong and you didn't call her a whore. That's the truth. I said, I think you are mean. I think you are mean, and I think that you're dismissive, and I think that you made that video about Tana with complete deliberate intention to get her hate. Messi is coming out of a social media break just to condemn Tana in defense of Jason Nash of all people. I said, bless your heart, Messi is not the word. And I said, I reached out to Tessa because I do love and I respect her, but you've been rude to me 100 out of 100 times I've met you, and you called me to delete a video just because you knew it was getting tractions, in your words, just because I'm having a viral moment. So you reap what you sow. I said, be nice.
I love you reap what you sow.
Be nice and people would be nice. And I don't even know if I want to read this, her MLA formatted fucking.
Oh my God, there's nothing worse than when you're arguing with someone and they just send you a fucking wall. And you're like,
No, you're about to die when I play this next one.
Favorite part of this whole interaction of the both of you was that after her literal Twilight series novel, you responded with a voice memo, and she said, I'm not listening to that. There you are.
She says, I'm not listening to your voice messages, nor do I have to. You have proved who you are to me countless times. Oh, so now you admit you have met me countless times. Isn't that funny? Miss, I don't really know you. Okay, anyway.
Jesus. Honestly.
Because I know that you've experienced that.
It's such a fucking bitch move. You are having a conversation, and the second anyone points out something with substance that makes you actually have to face, God forbid, anything, you're like, not reading that. Sorry. Well, I read your fucking walls of text, bitch. You're like, why do I have to fucking be the one not heard?
And again, the audacity to be doing this when you're the one asking for something. Like, Brooke didn't text you.
Yes, but also I do think this was probably after she realized Brooke wasn't going to do it. And then she just like unleashed. But what a fucking shitty thing to do. First of all, I bet you she did listen to it. But second of all, if you don't want to read it, you could just do that. You don't have to be like, I'm not reading it. It's such an intentional dig to be a fucking bitch. And I want to say another word, but we will be demonetized, so I have to keep it inside. It is so stupid, and I hate it, and it triggers me, and I'm done.
Well, and it just very much fits everything we've seen so far. It's that she just like is the most condescending, like, whether you agree with the maybe underlying sentiments of like no cyberbullying, but also that's not what they were doing. And they talk about that also. And then Tana does bring up earlier, obviously what we talked about in the last episode is her calling out Jason Nash. She said something like, me calling out Jason Nash for like panhandling for cowboy hats is the least of his concerns with the stuff that I could be bringing up. How about when he tried to kiss me in a dressing room when I was 18? And like, that's the thing. It's like, again, a simple living was insane. Oh, and also Tana does clarify that she does not post butthole pictures, never has.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. And that she says, specifically, I believe the quote was like, Alissa, I've been coked up at parties with you where you're asking me how to start an OnlyFans, and the only reason you didn't is because you're a flop.
Oh my God. I believe that.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, so here's Tana reading some of her texts because they also had a conversation.
So the night before the Avatar porn, my Bryce Hall night.
The fact that is even
it's a reference point. Oh my God, it's so funny when I like actually look back at all of our texts. It's just her like sending me shit about other people talking shit. Or like, what are you wearing? And it's like, I'm wearing a Skims dress. Literally like sending me canceled clips. Like, who's this about? I'm dying. Like sending me Dream while he's getting canceled.
She said she loves our podcast, but then she went on to say that no one I'm gonna get Marshall get a gap.
And also this all started because like she acted like she was on the same level as that girl that was like, we don't like drama, we don't want to we don't like the negativity. And it's like, well, it seems like you do and that you're a fan, so okay.
I texted her the night where I'm like with Bryce, like in Vegas. Like I genuinely like don't remember. Like I was just like, I might as well find out. I said, am I in trouble? What did you post? Say it with your chest. Which is a crazy way to open, I realize, but also like, fuck you. Our texts are so bad. She sends me this whole novel about she's been quiet on the sidelines, but I'm just sending constant hate to Jason and talking about Tessa, and I'm so wild. I go, so you rep Jason and Tessa? She goes, I rep Tessa till I die. Jason goes live to make money to provide for his children. I said, and so we're not accounting for what he did to Trisha. Suddenly we're so forgiving. Ha ha ha. Like, I just started calling her Alissa Nash, and to be honest with you, she started sending me novels, and I started replying with bitmojis. Like I sent this.
Don't be silly is crazy.
Like I just didn't know what to do.
Tana also multiple times throughout this conversation says that she did all of this because she wants to use David's pool.
Oh no, I believe that.
Tana confirms that she thinks that this was all just like to get in with David and like get on their good side.
No, that makes a lot of sense for sure.
If there's any other relevant clips, then I'll include them, but the last one we'll react to is just the very ending. And this is why they have a successful podcast, Alissa. Maybe you should try having a sense of humor and not being a bitch.
Yeah, and this is our job. We get paid lots of money for it.
Stop.
We don't even have to have Depop.
I'm gonna go buy the pink dress.
I tried. I think it's sold. Imagine I was just wearing it.
So funny, honestly.
Paige Lorenz should have bought it.
100, and that, yeah, like, dude, that just is like, you're doing the same thing. I don't know. I really could talk about it for like hours because I feel so passionately. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, just what the actual fuck was not only that video, but your second video and your text to us, like, and just everything. Like, you're the worst.
Alicia's hot.
It's true.
She's really hot.
Makes it worse because it adds to like the Regina-fication of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I had a lot of people warn me and say like, I don't know if you should do this. It's all a fucking mess.
I know. We've really made a mess. I think we might have to do like some sort of like balancing act. Like maybe we go open up a school in like. Well,
didn't Tessa do that?
Tessa Brooks, she can actually help us. Maybe we open up a school next door to Tessa Brooks. That's how we make amends with Tessa Brooks. We bring Paige. Everybody's happy.
And Paige Lorenz.
We're
all wearing hot pink dresses. We're on live panhandling while we open the school.
Yeah, and that's how, you know what? 100%.
And we sell pictures of our butthole, obviously. Obviously.
For more supplies for the children.
Oh my god, I had to include that last part because that was one of the supplies for the children. Yes, of course. But anyway.
It's all so stupid, and anything that these people do, like Alissa Violet, it's just so weird. And when she said, and I think you texted me that, like her saying weird bitch, it's such a great insult. It really is. But like also so accurate. Like she is a weird bitch. Like why are you doing this?
Because
why did you do any
a difference
of this?
between being a bitch and being a weird bitch. It's like
very different.
You could have just been a bitch and no one even really would have batted an eye, but you're being a weird bitch.
And that's not okay.
No. Also, Tana, one of the sentiments she has throughout is basically like, she's not out here trying to cyberbully people, but if something's funny, she's going to laugh at it. And I feel like we've been kind of the same mantra that it's like, we're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to single people out and like call them out for no reason. But if someone does something that's like objectively like Pearl, for example. Pearl insulting other people's looks is pretty objectively funny.
It's funny.
So we're gonna laugh at it. And she said she doesn't feel bad, and I have to say, you shouldn't.
Well, guys, we must be going because Mama's got a plane to catch. But do you want to like maybe toss to our We Love the Internet so we don't miss it entirely?
We Love the Internet not really be a We Love the Internet, but instead be a very quick thing that I read to you?
What? You read to me?
I told you that I had a surprise.
Oh, God. Okay.
So I had to rearrange my office, and I did a lot of organizing last night. And guess what I found when I was doing that organizing? My little tiny phone.
Been so many things. Your what? Your phone?
My little
Your
tiny iPhone. Yes.
Oh my God.
For comparison, literally, I feel like this is like, I'm a giant. Look at this size comparison.
Oh yeah, I know. My husband still has a small one. It's crazy.
What's weird though is the touch screen, still, like, I almost feel like I have less typos and stuff typing on this phone that is so tiny. Then I feel like it functioned better. But anyway, so I open it up. Our first conversation is definitely in here somewhere, but that's not even the one I saw. I opened up one with a friend of mine because the last text in here from 2015, I believe, which is the year we first met. So I opened this conversation with one of my friends, and this was a few years after college, and my friend had just moved somewhere, and she goes, I've been depressed and isolating and hating life. I need to come out of it. And I said, oh, I know, I'm sorry. I know what that's like. And then I say, I just recently made a new friend, and it's made me progressively happier, mostly because she's like us and enjoys doing nothing. My friend responds and says, is that who was in your Snapchat? I had friend jealousy. And I said, yes, she's the best. She comes over all the time, and we just drink and watch videos. She's a huge Viner and watch Beauty Break, and we basically met via Twitter. And she goes, I like her already and want to be there with you too. And I said, I told her about you last night and was saying how I feel like you'd get along. And she goes, you told her about me? It must be serious. I was like, no, for reals though. We were super embarrassing and have like mutual friend crushes. And then I tell her that there's a reason that I brought her up, which I'm curious what the story was, but it was like, it reminded me of a story of her. And anyway.
Well, that actually, you can't see because you can't see me on the thing. That made me tear up. That was really sweet. The whole time in the beginning, I'm like, am I the friend? And then when I realized I was the friend, I was like, I'm the friend.
No, I'm like, literally, because I think I was like, clearly I wasn't doing a whole lot because when we started being friends, we were hanging out like every single day. But yeah, I was like, oh, well, thank you for,
well, I definitely had not a lot going on in my life. Like, I wasn't even, like, I didn't have like a steady thing. You were working at Clever. So like you would work. And then when you were done working, we're like, well, what are we doing now?
Well, yeah, and I think that was it though, is I was working all the time and I was just like really burned out already. And then I continued like another 8 years. And I just like I didn't have the energy to like go do stuff with my friends that I had normally always gone out with. And I moved a little further away and I was just kind of like, ugh, like life sucks. I'm tired and pissed all the time. And then you were my friend that hung out with me and we just...
And doesn't like to do things.
Literally, exactly. I would say 99% of the times we hung out, and aside from when you drag me to iPic or like make me do something random, it was literally us sitting on my couch, like showing each other YouTube videos for like 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think that that's beautiful because I think that a lot of people, and it's totally fine, like people have different ideas of fun, but have you ever like hung around someone that like they want to do like way too much and you don't want to be like a boring bitch, but you're also like, this is horrible.
Well, for me, talking is plenty. Like I could just, we could just talk for hours and that's like perfectly entertaining for me. I don't need to go do a bunch of activities and like be around a lot of people. Like, and clearly we like talking based on this podcast, but like that was like such a good, like, I don't know. You just really came in when I needed you.
That was beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was just a beautiful. You know what? Fuck my We Love the Internet. I'll save mine for next time. It'll just be you this time.
It's funny though, that was literally the first text I opened up to. I was like, oh, well, that's nice. Oh, and also that can be our happy 2-year anniversary. We missed it. It was July 10th that the podcast started.
Happy anniversary. But me and Nassim missed, like, we've been married for 7 years. We missed like 5 of the middle ones.
Well, and also, like YouTube, I just like, what is time? I don't remember when we launched, when we
Happy
filmed,
anniversary.
whatever.
If you've been here since the beginning and you remember us dropping our trailer, let us know, because there's some people who have been around since the beginning.
I know. And we appreciate you.
But anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I will update you on my trip when I get back. Hopefully it's a great time. Here it's going to rain all weekend, so.
At least there's in and out.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, if you guys made it to the end, as always, we appreciate you very, very, very much. And yeah, we will see you on Friday. Bye.
Cheers.